What is up, y'all? It's your girl Nick Robinson with the Yara Effect, back at it again. And I wanted to talk today about the new show that Bravo has introduced. It's called Love Hotel. It does have some past housewives from the franchise that are now divorced and looking for love. So on the cast, we have from the Real Housewives of Potomac, we have Gizelle, Bryant, and we have Ashley Darby. We also have from the Real Housewives of OC, we have Shannon. And then from the Real Housewives of New York, we have Luann. So those four ladies are, it looks like somewhere exotic, maybe Thailand or something. I'm not sure exactly where they're filming this, but it's a beautiful, beautiful location. It makes you just want to go there and like stay there for a long time. The hotel is beautiful, the atmosphere is nice. The food, I mean, everything. The concierge is being hosted by someone named Joel Kim Booster. He is the host for the hotel. And basically, those ladies are going to be put in a setting where they can meet different men, date different men, and see if it's a love connection. Now, we have, different men from different walks of life. There's several that they're age appropriate. I will say that. None of them are younger or anything like that. But I'm liking the show so far. I don't know the other ladies from OC in New York because I don't watch those franchises, but I always like to see who the ladies are, excuse me, based on, settings like this. Like Ultimate Girls Trip is one where I learned about the girls from Salt Lake City. So in this one, we're getting to see how the ladies interact with the men. Gizelle and Ashley are, of course, having a good time. Gizelle, I'm wondering if she's going to open up and really, find a match. I don't know what happened with the last guy she was dating. I know she was dating the guy from Summer House, the young guy that was in the age range of her daughter, her oldest daughter, right? She was dating him, and I know that Ashley was dating Luke, and then she met this other guy during the season when they were filming, and it just didn't work out with them. She didn't say why. We don't know what happened. It just didn't work out. So here they are on the market again, trying to see if they can find a love match. And then you have Luann and Shannon. It looks like further down the line, Shannon and Gizelle are interested in the same guy. And Gizelle was just blunt. She was like, listen, girl, I will take your man. Because Gizelle isn't taking it seriously. I feel like Gizelle, after what happened between her and Pastor Jamal Bryant, I don't know that she can trust another man. Because if you think about it, Gizelle was married to Pastor Bryant. She was the first lady of his church. And she herself called him a cheetah pumpkin eater. Okay, that's what she said in the first season of Potomac. So I don't know that after going through that, Gizelle can really open herself up. I get it. Because when you give a man, your body, you marry him, you give him 3 children, you're there helping him build and grow into who he is today, and he does all that to you, it can make you a little bit, if not bitter, then cautious at the very least to trust a man and take another man seriously, because you're thinking like, dang, I married him. I gave him children and that wasn't enough. Like, so what is somebody else going to do for me? Because I'm not willing to do that for anybody else. What I would tell Gizelle, if I could coach Gizelle, I would tell her how I understand exactly where she is. Because in my first marriage, I went through a lot. And for a long time, I went through phases of being bitter. I went through phases of being mad. I went through phases of being hurt. I went through phases of thinking that I didn't want a relationship again, let alone a marriage. Okay, let alone a marriage. Because I never wanted to be a woman that had multiple marriages under her belt. I wanted to get it right the first time, have my kids with the man I was married to, and we just go off and live life. But it doesn't happen that way all the time. And that's okay. I would tell Gizelle that she has to trust herself and her instincts to choose the right man. That's the place you have to be in, so that you can discern who and what it is you need. And if you're not getting what you need, then you can just walk away. That's one thing that me getting married and then going through my marriage and then divorcing did for me. It did help me be able to just break away if I need to. If it's not working, if I'm not getting what I need, if I don't see a future, okay, then what's the point? There is no point. I'm not going to stick around. Because I did get to a place eventually where I was like, I do want to be married again. I do want to, have the life that I plan to have. Because even when I was a kid, I always knew I wanted to be a wife. I always knew I wanted to be a mother, right? And so if that's what I want, then why would I allow somebody, anybody, to take that from me? Because that's what I want. That's who I am at the core of who I am. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, right? Outside of the other professional things that I do. Because at the core, that's what I want. I want family. And so I would tell Gizelle, get clear about what it is that you want. I feel like she does want those things because she pursued them before. I feel like if she were not interested, because Gizelle, okay, think about it. Gizelle does not need this show to help her find a man. Let's be honest. Gizelle is beautiful. Gizelle is famous. Gizelle is rich. She ain't hurting for no man. Okay? A lot of us out here ain't got half of what Gizelle got, and we're not hurting for a man. Okay? And it's easy for us to get a man. That's not the issue. I think Gizelle does want to kind of weed through and find the right person. Because if it's the right person, she'll do it. For example, a few years back, she did get back with Pastor Bryant before he married the woman he's married to now. She did get back with him. And I think she was trying to make a go of it. As much as we like a love story and we want to see redeeming love come back and stuff, we just knew that wasn't it. Because I ain't saying that you can't get back with somebody and it works. I'm just saying that unless some change has occurred, some real change has occurred, and whatever broke you guys up is no longer a factor, that would have to be in place in order for it to be successful and to work. Seriously, that's what I believe. And I believe that's why it didn't work with her and Pastor Brian again, because he was still up to his same old tricks. And that's the thing about men. A lot of times, they really don't deviate from who they are because it works for them. It works for them. If we didn't have, and I'll say this, it may be an unpopular opinion, but I will say it. I've been saying it for a long, long time. We have women that will cheat with a man knowing that he's married, knowing that he's in a committed relationship, knowing that he has a family with somebody else. If there was no one for men to cheat with, and this is a theory, but it's an educated guess, right? If there was nobody for men to cheat with, perhaps they would have to get themselves together and do one of two things. Either be faithful in a relationship that they're in, or stop dragging these women along for the ride. You see what I'm saying? I mean, either one, I'm pretty sure we would rather live with than the current state of, being in a relationship, giving a man your all, doing what you think he wants, and all of those things, and he still cheats, and he still lies, and he still, has babies outside the relationship or marriage. I mean, like, all of those things, like, would you not rather somebody be honest with you and say, you know what? I love you. It's not that I don't love you, but it's just not working for me. I don't want to be in a relationship, or I don't want to, be in this relationship. Something other than lying, cheating, dragging somebody along, not being honest with how you truly feel. I mean, me personally, when my ex-husband and I, when everything came out about the cheating and everything, I told him, I'd rather you just had left me. Just tell me you ain't happy. Just tell me you want to be with somebody else. Tell me that, you still going to be in our kids' life, but we can't be together. I would have rather all of that than what the hell actually happened. Okay? So when it comes to Gizelle, I really feel like Gizelle does want that life. I don't think that because you go through things, you stop wanting what you want. It's just you're scared. And she does this thing where she doesn't take men seriously, and she gets in these relationships that she know ain't gonna work because She don't really want it right now because she's afraid. The man she wanted it with, she tried with him for years. Got back with him after a few years, and it still didn't work. So to Gizelle, I would say, you deserve what you want. If you want happiness, love, and all those things, go get it. But you first gotta work on your discernment and trust your instincts, your relationship with God. Pray about what you want. He'll do it. I'm a witness to it. Let's move on to Miss Ashley Darby. Now, Miss Ashley is the fun girl. She's still young and free. She's a mom and all of that. So, clearly the life that she and Michael were leading, she was no longer interested in when she became a mother. And so she wants to settle down, it seems, but she also wants to have fun. So we see her with the little guy. His name is Wale, Nigerian guy. And she's feeling Wale. Even Gizelle liked Wale for Ashley. She told her that. Gizelle enjoyed talking to Wale, but she wasn't attracted to him in that way, right? So Ashley and Wale went on a one-on-one date, and he was nervous about kissing her and everything, but he did turn back around and he went back and gave her a little smooch, and it was cute. It's hard when you meet somebody new and you trying to like materialize a whole relationship out of thin air, it seems, because in these shows you don't have a lot of time to cultivate anything. You just kind of have to get in there and do what you do and figure out if it's going to work for you or not. That's all you can do, right? So these ladies are coming in here open to the experience, hoping to find somebody they can actually chill with, somebody they can actually like enjoy their time with and everything like that. And just hopefully make a love connection. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. I do want to see everybody who wants to be in a relationship win. I do want to see everybody just enjoy themselves and have a good time and find love. So I'm hoping that, Ashley, after all this time of her being divorced from Michael, she can find somebody that can love her sons, and mesh in this blended family situation. I mean, because even though they're divorced, right? When you have children with somebody, even though you're divorced, whoever you're bringing around and into the family has to be compatible with the dynamic of being a stepfather, and has to be compatible with interacting with your ex. And that's a daunting task because Ashley's children are so young. I think they're like 5 and 3 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So they're still very young. And she has a long time to co-parent with Michael. So she has to be with someone who can facilitate that with her. Like it or not, it's a blended family situation. So they have to do their very best to, be cordial and have as less drama as possible around the children, because children, they are sensitive, especially when they're that young, to drama. No child wants their parents fighting, even if they're not together. They don't want them fighting and having issues. So my hope for Ashley is that she can find somebody that matches her energy as far as fun and excitement and all of those things, but at the same time can switch on that hat to be a good stepfather and all of that, because that's very important to her situation. Now we move on to Shannon, and I don't know a lot of her background, right? But I can tell that she just wants a good man. And one of the guys there, I can't remember his name right now, but he was married twice. The first woman he was married to, that Shannon is talking to, that guy, I think his name is Eric or something like that. Anyway, he was married and the marriage didn't work, but then he got married again, and the second marriage was a good one. Unfortunately, his wife passed away from cancer. She beat cancer and then it came back. That's tough. In the midst of their marriage, And in the midst of her illness and everything, they did find love. He had a connection. He had a beautiful relationship with her, but it ended because she died. So this man, he knows what it's like to have that beautiful, loving, wonderful relationship. He knows how it feels. He knows how to be in it. And unfortunately, he lost his partner, but now he's open to another relationship that will give him that beautiful love. So that's encouraging to know that he knows what it is. The only thing about him is, I don't know that she's attracted to him. I don't know that Shannon is attracted to him. And that's a problem because, quite frankly, that attraction has to be there. It does. You have to have that spark, because without that spark, y'all are just friends. You guys are just friends. And it's like, you know, who wants a friend? I mean, you want a friendship, right? You want a friendship, but you also want to be excited. You want to be like, ooh, that's my man. Like, when you see him, you want to kind of have a crush on him, right? You want to kind of be like turned on by him. I hope that they get there. I'm not sure that they will. We'll just have to see. Let's tune in. I mean, I'm interested in it. Just the scenery alone makes you want to tune in to the Love Hotel, honey. It's beautiful there. And then I know Gizelle, with her expensive behind, she went on her date with I can't remember the guy's name, dark skinned gentleman, handsome guy. They went on a date and they were eating like $25,000 tacos that was filled with caviar and all this exotic meat and gold leaf. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But that's Gizelle. She's used to the finer things in life. Definitely need a man that can match that. But as far as her emotions, I wonder what she needs there. Because Gizelle doesn't open up at all. The most open that she's been is, unfortunately, since her father passed. She became a little softer. So hopefully, she can navigate that. On to Luann. Now, Luann had two men at the same time on the beach, talking to them and everything like that. There's a surfer guy that's retired in Puerto Rico that she's had her first date with. And Luann seems like a firecracker. She's from New York. New York, they move like this. They quick. They fast. You know what I mean? They like the boom, 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 right? The guy that she was on her first date with, retired in Puerto Rico, he's a homebody. He said that. He's a homebody. He goes out, surfs the waves, and he, just kind of has a laid back type of life. That's not going to work for her, I feel. Not unless he can turn on some energy. She's hot. She's fiery. She's like this. She's like va 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 boom, if you will. That's how she is. He got to pick it up. If he wants her, he going to have to pick it up. And if he can't, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with who he is. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as far as compatibility wise, if she valued slowing down and being more, like lackadaisical and just chill, then that would be good for her, because they can do both. Like if he can come up a little bit with his energy and get it popping, and she can come down a little bit with her, just want to chill sometimes, they can make it work. But they have other guys that's on the trip with them. All of them, of course, are eligible bachelors. They're not going to set the ladies up with people who are just completely undesirable, because these are the Housewives. So Bravo values the Housewife franchise. That is their biggest money maker. So of course they're not going to flub that. They're not going to fumble that. But let's see how it turns out. Have you guys tuned into it yet? Did you guys know about the show? I just turned on Peacock and I saw it and I was like, okay, cool. Let's watch it, because I enjoy the Housewife franchise. And so I enjoy the little branches that they have of these different various shows. But you guys check it out. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Who do you think? I know it's a little early because it's just episode 1. And we're going to follow the journey of the ladies and the men as they, travel through and understand who each other are. But what do you guys think so far? if you've watched it. Let me know. That's all I got for now, you guys. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, share all the good things. I appreciate every last one of you. And I will talk to you later. Bye bye.